There are moments in life when emotions become impossible to hide. Moments when years of memories, hopes, sacrifices, and dreams suddenly come rushing back in a single instant. For King Felipe VI of Spain, one such moment appeared to unfold before the eyes of an entire nation as he watched his daughter, Princess Leonor, step confidently into the future that has awaited her since birth. It was more than a royal event. More than a constitutional milestone. More than a carefully planned ceremony. It was a deeply personal moment between a father and his daughter. And according to many royal observers, it was a moment when King Felipe struggled to hold back tears. Today, we're exploring the emotional story behind that unforgettable occasion, the remarkable journey of Princess Leonor, and the powerful father-daughter bond that has touched millions of people across Spain and beyond. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more fascinating royal family stories. To understand why this moment carried such emotional weight, we need to go back to the beginning. When Princess Leonor was born on October 31, 2005, bells rang across Spain. The nation welcomed a child who would one day become its queen. For many Spaniards, Leonor represented the future of the monarchy. She symbolized continuity, stability, and hope. But while the public saw an heir to the throne, King Felipe saw something much simpler. He saw his daughter, a tiny child who would eventually become the center of his world. Like countless fathers around the globe, Felipe experienced the joy of watching his child grow. He witnessed her first words, her first days at school, her early adventures with her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. Those precious childhood years seemed to pass quickly. Perhaps too quickly. Because before long, the little girl who once held her father's hand was beginning to prepare for a role unlike any other. As Leonor grew older, it became increasingly clear that she possessed the qualities expected of a future monarch. She was disciplined, intelligent, thoughtful, and remarkably composed for someone so young. Yet despite these qualities, Felipe and Queen Letizia worked hard to give their daughters a childhood that felt as normal as possible. They wanted Leonor to experience friendship, education, and family life before the enormous responsibilities of royal duty took center stage. However, there was one reality they could never escape. One day, Leonor would inherit the throne. And every year brought that day a little closer. For King Felipe, this reality likely created mixed emotions. On one hand, he understood the importance of preparing his daughter for her future. On the other hand, he was also a father who wanted to protect his child from pressure and scrutiny. It was a delicate balance. One that few parents in the world could truly understand. As Leonor entered her teenage years, the transformation became impossible to ignore. Her public appearances increased. Her confidence grew. Her responsibilities expanded. The shy young princess gradually evolved into a poised and capable future queen. One of the first major moments that captured public attention occurred during the Princess of Asturias Awards. This prestigious event is one of the most important ceremonies in Spain. It celebrates achievements in science, culture, sports, and humanitarian work. For years, members of the royal family have played a central role in the event. But when Leonor began taking a more active role, public interest intensified dramatically. People wanted to hear her speak. They wanted to see how she handled responsibility. They wanted a glimpse of Spain's future queen. The pressure on the young princess was enormous. Millions of people were watching. Every word mattered. Every gesture mattered. Every moment was scrutinized. Yet Leonor rose to the occasion. When she delivered her speeches, audiences were impressed by her maturity and confidence. She spoke with clarity. She carried herself with dignity. She demonstrated a level of composure that seemed far beyond her years. And while everyone was watching Leonor, many also found themselves watching King Felipe. The cameras frequently captured his reaction. What they revealed was impossible to miss. Pride. Pure and unmistakable pride. As he listened to his daughter speak, his expression reflected admiration and emotion. Observers noted how attentively he watched her. How warmly he smiled. How his eyes seemed to shine. Some even suggested that he appeared close to tears. And honestly, who could blame him? Because at that moment, Felipe wasn't simply witnessing a successful speech. He was witnessing the culmination of years of guidance, support, and preparation. He was seeing his daughter succeed on one of the biggest stages of her young life. Every parent knows that feeling. The moment when you realize your child is capable of standing on their own. The moment when you recognize that they are becoming exactly the person you hoped they would be. It is a feeling that can overwhelm even the strongest emotions. For King Felipe, that feeling may have been even more intense. After all, he understood exactly what Leonor was experiencing. Decades earlier, he had walked a similar path. As the son of King Juan Carlos I, Felipe spent years preparing for the responsibilities that eventually became his own. He knew what it felt like to stand before the nation. He knew what it meant to carry expectations. He knew the sacrifices required by royal duty. Watching Leonor face those same challenges likely brought back countless memories. Memories of his own youth. His own training. His own journey. And perhaps seeing his daughter navigate those challenges so successfully filled him with a profound sense of relief. Relief that she was ready. Relief that she was strong. Relief that she possessed the character needed for the future. But the emotional moments didn't stop there. As Leonor continued growing into her role, she took on increasingly important responsibilities. One of the most significant milestones came when she began military training. For future Spanish monarchs, military education is considered an essential part of preparation. The decision marked a new chapter in Leonor's life. Photographs of the princess in uniform quickly circulated throughout the world. For many observers, the images symbolized dedication and commitment. For King Felipe, however, they likely symbolized something much more personal. The passage of time. Every parent experiences moments when they suddenly realize how much their child has grown. A graduation ceremony, a first job, a major achievement, a milestone birthday. These moments serve as reminders that childhood doesn't last forever. Seeing Leonor in military uniform may have been one of those moments for Felipe. A powerful reminder that his daughter was no longer a child. She was becoming a leader. A future queen. A woman prepared to carry extraordinary responsibilities. Such realizations can be deeply emotional. Not because they are sad, but because they mark the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Throughout all these milestones, one thing remained constant. The visible affection between father and daughter. Whether attending official ceremonies or participating in public events, Felipe and Leonor often shared meaningful interactions. A smile, a glance, a brief conversation. These small gestures revealed a relationship built on trust, admiration, and love. Royal families often appear distant from ordinary life. But moments like these remind us that they experience many of the same emotions as everyone else. Parents worry about their children. Parents celebrate their achievements. Parents feel pride when they succeed. And sometimes, parents become emotional when they witness important milestones. That is what made this particular moment so powerful. It wasn't about crowns. It wasn't about palaces. It wasn't about royal tradition. It was about family. The image of a father struggling to contain his emotions while watching his daughter thrive resonated with people around the world because it felt familiar. People saw themselves in that moment. They remembered their own parents, their own children, their own family milestones, and that shared emotional experience transcended titles and status. As Princess Leonor continues preparing for her future role, there will undoubtedly be many more important moments ahead. She will take on new responsibilities, represent Spain on larger stages, and continue building the experience necessary to one day become queen. Each milestone will carry significance for the nation. But for King Felipe, each milestone will also carry personal meaning. Because no matter how accomplished Leonor becomes, she will always be his daughter. The little girl whose hand he once held. The child whose future he carefully nurtured. The young woman whose achievements fill him with pride. Perhaps that is why the moment appeared so emotional. Because beneath the royal titles and historic responsibilities lies something universal. A father's love. A love that grows stronger with every passing year. A love that celebrates every success. A love that occasionally becomes too powerful to hide. And in that unforgettable moment, King Felipe reminded the world that even kings are, above all else, human. They feel pride. They feel joy. They feel gratitude. And sometimes, when they watch their children achieve something extraordinary, they can't hold back the tears. What do you think was going through King Felipe's mind as he watched Princess Leonor take these important steps toward her future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal family stories, history, and exclusive royal insights. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.